We all know the story of me taking a crossbody from the top rope. My feet weren't squared and my shoulders... My feet weren't squared with my shoulders, and as a result, my ankles snapped like a liberal arts major at a Trump rally. But, what if this event had happened differently? What if I had been standing correctly, but even so, underestimated the kinetic force behind a flying nighthawk? This is the tale of that moment in time. Instead of simply injuring me, it outright ended me. Nighthawk stands atop the highest rope in the corner of the ring as Adrian Jacobs argues with his monster, the Red Omen. Suddenly, the both of them look up to see Nighthawk launch himself in their direction. Catching him, they gracelessly fall backwards into the wooden floor of the gymnasium. Red Omen rises back to his feet, but Adrian seems knocked cold. He is moving, but is in a delirious state at best, and quickly the nearby photographer fetches help. As the match continues, he is taken to gorilla position and helped onto the table of Dr. Brad. An ambulance is phoned shortly after when they realize he isn't recovering, and this is not a simple concussion. Before the paramedics can wheel him away, he is visited by Sage Strong and Kevin Murphy. All he can say through his stupor is, "The show must go on," smiling goofishly before being carted away to the nearest hospital. They were, however, too late. He had smacked his head against the floor during the crossbody stunt, and far from a mere concussion, this has caused a massive aneurysm, and he was pronounced dead on arrival. Geez, it's not the first time I was pronounced dead on arrival, am I right? The others found out only after the show had ended. It went well enough, but ultimately could only be called bittersweet at this stage. Sage, being the one responsible for training talent, and Kevin, being the one who originally recruited Adrian, both feel immense guilt and a sense of responsibility for his untimely end. Both remember the last words he had said to them, and how he still seemed carefree and happy. In time, the tape of Meltdown is reviewed, and Nighthawk is cleared of any blame, as Adrian was of course the senior member of the trio and could have easily vetoed such a stunt. With the death of Adrian hanging over everyone, they are sent into overdrive, training harder, selling more tickets, and upping everything about their gimmicks, matches, and attire. Falling into a bout of depression, both Kevin and Sage pour themselves into their work even more. With time, the UWE grows bigger and bigger until soon, the other local promotions are basically rendered obsolete, with the UWE now approaching and even surpassing Ring of Honor status. As a result of this, when Seal comes knocking, Sage has absolutely no interest in a joint venture, as the UWE has its own exclusive roster of talent, which has grown considerably since the Meltdown show. Kevin has now gotten an early start on his personal training business, and as a result, he never marries, and at some point actually goes shirtless at a show. With the loss of Adrian, Jason, or Dr. Andal Demurian, as well as several others, work to make lithium a thing, and it soon has a nice run as a bit of a Dark Knight Joker to Hollywood's finest's mob, proving to be a group you can't control, can't intimidate, and cannot negotiate with.